Hi everyone, and welcome to this modding spotlight featuring the Clay Trikes and Clay Patchies by Clay. Now, some of you may recognize the Clay Trike. I did cover this in a previous video in the past, one of my smaller, hey, let's look at a whole bunch of creatures at the same time kind of videos. But the Clay Trike has since undergone like quite a few updates, has become a bit more of an in-depth mod, and the Clay Pachyrhino exists as well. So I wanted to give this like its own chance of the spotlight because I think this is really becoming a much more fun mod to grab. So why is there a parasol? Whatever. So first things first then, let's go ahead and find ourselves a Clay Trike, and you're going to find that will not take very long because these are trikes and they're going to spawn very commonly. In fact, I think I see one all the way over there. I think I saw something over there. But otherwise, oh, there's a ClayPachy, a level 85 ClayPachy. We'll look at these guys afterwards, but as you can see, yeah, they're very cool looking. So the Clay Trikes and the ClayPachys, they do not replace existing spawns. These are additional spawns on top of the base game, so you can find vanilla Trikes and Patchies still, which is quite handy because the vanilla Trikes do have an interaction with the Clay Trikes, so it's handy to have both of them. Oh, I think that is, oh, there you go, level 5 Clay Trike right there, level 5, of course. Oh, but doesn't that look really cool though? Isn't that just beautiful? So like I said, they all spawn in addition to everything else, but I'm sure there is probably some custom code you can do to replace vanilla trikes with these guys if you so wanted. Now then, the interesting thing about the Clay Trike and the ClayPachy is that they're kind of TLCs, they're kind of not. You know how, so they're not quite paleo ARK TLCs where they make all the creatures from scratch. They're a little bit more similar to Coviden's creatures, where like this Stiggy, I wouldn't really call this a TLC, just like a new creature, it's like an improvement to the Patchy. This Stiggy recycles the Stygimoloch model and with a custom saddle. So the Stygimoloch model is like an unused asset in ARK overall, back from ASC, as part of an event. Otherwise it doesn't really exist as a creature, so Coviden had recycled that and made it into a new creature. What Clay has done is he's recycled the vanilla Patchy and the vanilla Trike and has heavily edited their meshes. So new proportions, new shapes, longer tail for the Patchy's case, and in both of their cases, much more extravagant crests. Both the Clay Trike and the ClayPachy also have like different varieties of crests, different variants altogether. So at some point later in the video, I'll get like a lineup and show all of the different variants together because he's really gone hard on this. Not to mention these really cool custom textures. Clay is very good at doing these really complicated patterns and making it work in ARK somehow. And I'm trying to find where that Trike went, level 5 Trike. Oh, I've lost it, I was too busy talking about the Patchy. Let's go find another Trike. Whee! Sticky runs so fast! I'd love to see Clay do a Clay Anki, please, my friend. Oh, there's a bunch of Draconixes. Hello. And there's so many like new little early game herbivores. Look at this. So we've got like a little Triceratops here. Got some very angry Draconixes right there. Myself. Oh, and a wild Stiggy right there. It's really cool, man. To see like more of these early game herbivores, early game creatures in general. Again, Clay. Bro. you know you wanna. Right, let's find a Trike. Oh, I think I see a new Trike. Yep, that is definitely a Clay Trike. Let's look at you there, level 16, nice, okay, this is much better. Much better than level 5, that's just gone missing now. Oh, you are beautiful, I like these. So, these guys are indeed just knockout tames. The Clay Trikes and the ClayPachys are the same taming methods as their vanilla counterparts. So in the Trike's case, it is just a regular knockout with simple kibble or otherwise, crops and berries. The Patchy, I've forgotten how you tame Patchies. I know it requires insect repellent. I just can't remember if it's a passive tame or a knockout tame. But either way, it is the same case with the ClayPachy. Same taming methods altogether. And I assume like same rates, same like breeding, maturation, etc. And yeah, I've become one with the ClayPachy, Clay Trike. So I guess I'm just gonna stay here. Oh, there you go. And get you knocked out nice and good. There you go. And like I said, go ahead and give us some simple kibble. And that'll tame up in a bit. Oh, there we go then. On Times on Taming race, that only required 3 kibble, 3 bites. Now then, So first things first, I will do a big comparison of all the trikes in a moment, all the models and the patches as well, because there's quite a few different models to look at, and it's really cool. Like I said, Clay's done quite a bit of this mod since its earlier iterations. But otherwise, one thing I want to mention is the saddles. So the Trike saddle by default is level 16. The ClayTrike saddle is level 27, can be obtained from supply crates, so I'm not sure which ones, and the greater ClayTrike is obtainable at level 70. Now, as I said, I don't know which crates that the saddles drop from, but what you can do is say you have like a regular vanilla trike saddle, you can bring that into the inventory of the ClayTrike and convert it back and forth. Same with the this primitive crafted ClayTrike one, you can convert it back to a regular trike and vice versa. So that's really handy. So even though you can convert their saddles and their saddles can drop from crates, I'm just not sure which ones, it just basically means that you got flexibility, you got backwards compatibility, and say you did want to replace all vanilla trikes with these guys, and you had like their saddles still dropping, you can still use them, so it's very handy altogether. Right then, so in terms of general feel, it rotates really nicely. So the turn radius does feel quite small for as big of a creature as it is, but honestly I don't actually mind it because when it's like an earlier game creature, even though this one's a bit later than a regular trike, when it's an early game creature, I think having a big turn radius is just a bit bleh, you know what I'm saying? In terms of abilities, these are the exact same as regular trikes. So they can left click, in fact they can left click on the move. I don't think regular trikes can do that. Let me double check real quick. Cheat SDL trike. You can't left click on the move, can you? No, that's right, it stops you. Oh, that's so much nicer. So you could just charge around and just keep on harvesting. That's fantastic for the early game berry gathering. That's really, really nice. Oh, so much faster, so much better. Way better. Plus, that'd be good for attacking things as well. And the right click is the good old Triceratops charge, so nothing has changed there. I think the Stiggy being inside my hitbox might muck this up. And go. Oh no, there you go. So yeah, again, just a regular charge. And otherwise, I don't think it has any other abilities. We're going to find out in just a moment. Yeah, it's finished. So C, Control, Shift, V. Oh no, definitely not V. Yeah, no, nothing else. So that's all it has. It's just a left click and the right click. Very typical trike. Just bigger, better, cooler. Has larger base stats. So overall, just something that's a bit more robust than a regular vanilla trike. Because as far as, you know, animals go, Triceratops as being so incredibly early game, it's very strange because they are, you know, big, sturdy creatures. Oh, there's a couple more over there. They are big, sturdy creatures that really don't deserve to be, you know, bottom of the pack. They really should be just overall, you know, better. And that's what Clay is doing with the ClayTrikes. Although, I say that, with these guys being a bit more robust, the bigger versions, the greater ClayTrikes, which have a chance to spawn in the mountains and anywhere in proximity to a regular ClayTrike, the greater ones are bigger, scarier, even more so, and are strong enough to take on Rexes. I know technically a vanilla trike can still take on a Rex if you're good with the knockback, but the trikes are just, you know, the greater ClayTrikes are more geared towards it. They're just better altogether. Hey, look at this, gang. We've got so many really cool carnivores, a handful of really cool herbivores, and now we have a Triceratops along the mix. Let's just stick you in right here then, right next to this big scary Trike Titan. There you go, that look really cool. Okay, let's go take a look at the other variants. Okay, I've had to hop into single player for this because lots of different cheat commands and such. So here we have all of the different ClayTrikes available so far. So to start off with, on the left is the regular ClayTrike, on the right is the vanilla trike. And I have these two here just so we can get a bit of a comparison as to just, you know, the default creatures. So first of all, a fun fact, anyone doesn't know this, but the ARK trike, according to the dossier, is actually a hybrid between a Triceratops and the styracosaurus. And that's why it's got, you know, combination of the tri-horns and the very exaggerated crest. Whereas you can see in Clay's trike, it's a bit more realistic, or a bit more, you know, going back to original Triceratops with the, you know, more tame crest compared to what a styracosaur would have, but also exaggerates the tri-horns. And, you know, overall just makes it much more broader, like the snout, for example. The snout is a lot thicker. The beak is far more pronounced. And, I mean, in my opinion, it just looks better. It just looks, you know, really intimidating, especially the eyes. The eyes are very intimidating. Now, here we have the Scorched ClayTrike, and this one has quills, which is a very nice touch. All the colours are randomised, by the way, so the colours are a bit extreme, as we're going to see. But yeah, this is the Scorched one, which also has its horns more similar to the original vanilla trike, but frankly better looking, to be honest. Also, a thing I've noticed, actually, and that's a nice touch. So the vanilla trike has like a kind of a socket around the horns, where you can see like those really thick scales or osteoderms or scutes or whatever that ring the horns. The vanilla one, or sorry, the default ClayTrike does not have that, and you can really see it in this Scorched ClayTrike that it just transitions from, you know, very harsh keratinous skin into the horns, which does look much more natural. This one looks a little bit more cartoony. Here we have the Aberrant ClayTrike, which even in a broad daylight of Ragnarok is really vibrant and really evil looking. I like this one a lot. Oh, those are really cool patterns. And I really like the piercing red eyes that all of these have. Look at you there in terms of horns. The horns are just very spread out. Is that the case on... Oh, I guess that is the case in all of them. It feels extra spread out. Really cool though. This one is the Nordic ClayTrike. This is a Ragnarok spawn. Now, I don't know how they spawn in Ragnarok, because, you know, Ragnarok has, you know, desert areas, got vanilla areas, regular, whatever. I don't know how exactly this one spawns. Maybe it's like a prevalent spawn all over the place. I don't know, but it looks really cool though. I'm gonna take a stab in the dark and guess that the horns are based on Loki Ceratops, which is a, you know, the ceratopsian called Loki. I don't actually know what it looks like though, but I feel like that's too perfect. This probably is a reference. If not, then again, just a reference to Loki as a Norse god. I feel like this one has much more subdued patterns compared to the others, but the colours do flow quite nicely. This one is the Paleo ClayTrike. Oh, I've been forgetting. Bloody hell. Also, by the way, this one, default. Scorched one has extra movement speed. Aberrant is just aberrant. Nordic has improved weight, so that'd be nicer for the early game of Ragnarok, which has got like a better weight-bearing dino. Thus Paleo, I assume, like other Paleo Ascension creatures, which like a big cosmetic mod, or spawns like cosmetic variants. Paleos normally have plus 5% damage and plus 5% health. I'm assuming that the Paleo ClayTrike has the same as well. This one I think is pretty much the same as the original ClayTrike in terms of appearances. I think it's just like different patterns and colours. And then this one is the greater ClayTrike. This one is bigger, is meaner, is a lot bigger and a lot meaner. Oh my goodness. Look at that lineup there. Oh, them two are cuddling. And yeah, so these ones are supposed to be the ones that can take on Rexes and generally be more Rex tiered altogether. So I think let's go try that out. Alrighty, so I have with me a greater ClayTrike, which I didn't notice that earlier. Oh, what the hell? It's got a broken horn, and his crest is slightly damaged. It's got a hole in the crest. That's it. Do they have like variants within themselves? I didn't notice that. Hold on a second. Let's do that again. So cheat. These might not be the correct codes, but it's just what I've been, you know, working with so far. They do have variants among themselves. Oh, wow. That one's really battle-worn. Oh, that's really cool. That's a very nice touch. And by the way, I also just really like the, you know, the actual crest itself, the patterning on the crest. Oh, that's cool. Right. One thing I wanted to check is, can I convert a trike saddle? No, I cannot. So the greater trike saddles are their own entity and it can't be converted back and forth like the other ClayTrikes. Otherwise, we have ourselves a greater ClayTrike. We need a battle-worn one, because that is just a really cool touch. Oh, one of its eyes! Wait, is that actually the case, or is it like a visual bug? Oh, it's right. Oh, his left eye even is just really dark. That's definitely not a bug, because this guy's eyes are completely normal. Oh my god. Is there like any other features across it? Probably all just going to be in the head, right? Yeah, looks like it. Oh, how weird. That's really... Oh, I just noticed that. It's got cool little spots on the thighs. Damn, this guy's really been, like, properly screwed up. Okay, so... double check. Left click, right click, C, spacebar. No, okay, so it is against regular Trike abilities. I just want to see what this guy's like, you know, taking on fights with a couple of bigger creatures. This is only level 100 pre-tame, so 150 post-tame. Nothing special, no imprint. Imagine I just went and got myself this guy out, you know, out in the wild. And that is again another knockout tame, by the way. These are all knockout tames. Oh. Well, that'd be a good target. Level 35 Evo Rex and a Majunga right next to it. Let's go ahead, actually, let's go ahead and right click and charge up. And got full power. Let's go running. Oh. I hate that. Okay, well, the charges isn't working. I'm sure it's a player area because I really rarely use a charge. But let's just try attacking things anyway. And off the bat, it's doing 200 damage a hit. Now, like I mentioned earlier, vanilla trikes are actually pretty decent at just killing things in general because they do have a decent knockback when you can catch things on the front. And looks like this guy is just as good at that, but the fact that you can keep on hitting while moving is amazing. It can't harvest corpses though, which makes sense. I mean, you know, very few herbivores can harvest corpses in this game. So just got to bear that in mind that you don't get stuck in corpses. The fact that you can walk backwards and keep on hitting as well, just the fact that you can hit on the move. Like, that alone is such a good quality of life. Hey, here's another one. Another Evo Rexy. You, level 40. Another Majunga. My god, there's so many, like, pairs of Rexes and Majungas, isn't there? Die! How do you scale with melee? Doing about 203, 245. Hey! Not bad scaling. Oh, and I'm getting rivalry. I forgot that's a thing. Right, yeah. Triceratopses get rivalry buffs. Oh, and you just harvested a Majunga. It's the bad thing about not being able to do anything there. Anyway, yes, I'm getting a rivalry buff just like a regular trike would. So I'm doing even more damage to these big apex predators. And dead. Hello, Serata. Are you just stalking the Hydrovanter? Yeah, you are. While looking at me intimidatingly. You know what? Let's just go ahead and attack you both. Oh, you're not going to attack back? I thought a Hydrovanter would attack back, at least on land. I know they do in the water. They're very aggressive, or they're very defensive in the water, I should say. So yeah, that's a point. I no longer have rivalry. I'm still doing about 183 damage a hit. Obviously, a couple levels into melee. So yeah, safe to say that these guys would pack quite a punch and can really defend themselves later on. Hey you! I want to fight you. Do you not fight back on land? No, I guess not then. Oh, it looks so pathetic when it's flopping backward. Oh, I'm sorry. They're really cool, by the way, would recommend. Now, while we have pretty much expanded these guys in terms of abilities, there is one really cool thing I'd like to show you. I'm not sure if this applies to tamed trikes, but it definitely applies to wild ones, and something you might want to keep an eye out when you're out in the wild, especially in Ragnarok, where, you know, there could be a lot of trike spawning. So I've just spawned in 3 vanilla ones and 3 clay trikes, and just a quick little look. I think the clay trikes, these are like the default ones, have the same appearances. So I'm not sure what the deal is with those alternative variants we saw in the greater clay trike earlier. That was just a really cool feature. I'm not seeing it with these, if they have like any adjustments or alternatives, but you know, that's a good thing to keep in mind. Either way. So, Clay and his friend Nico have been experimenting with the herding mechanic, and I believe they're experimenting with the herding mechanic long before the bison were available. And from what I understand, so I may have said earlier, that greater clay trikes have a chance to spawn in mountains of any map, and otherwise just nearby existing clay trikes. So we don't have one right now. If I were to spawn in a greater clay trike, let's do like a low level one. And no. There we go, greater clay trike. Oh, that's the thing, they're aggressive. I forgot about that. They are actually naturally aggressive. And you can see it's actually annoyed the other trikes, the vanilla and the clay trikes are all riling up around it. And for a second then, that clay trike had a rivalry. That was interesting. Let me just quickly leave me alone. But what I'm getting at is that, yeah, when there is a greater clay trike present, as you can see, all of the trikes are now mobilizing around the greater clay trike, the vanilla ones and the clay trikes. So it's a lot of trikes in this video today. My god, I've said the word so many times. But yeah, this is a form of herding, and from what I can remember, there could be up to 10 trikes following a greater clay trike at a time. But as you add more greater clay trikes into the herds, it'll increase the maximum cap of following creatures, which is overall pretty crazy. Okay, here we go. So now we just have a massive amount of random trikes. I've added a couple of Ragnarok Nordic trikes for the fun of it, and I really like how this one's beautiful. He reminds me of like a macaw, or just like some kind of parrot. Damn, you're cool looking. Okay, anyway, whole bunch of random trikes all over the place. Let's go ahead and get ourselves another greater clay trike and just see how they change. And you can see immediately a whole bunch of them just mobilized. They've detected the greater clay trike and have all mobilized and are now following over to it. And that's just really cool. Oh, wow. That is really cool to see. And this can occur in the wild. Probably not to this extent. And I think they need to have their follow distance increased a little bit. There's definitely a lot more than 10 are attracted to the greater clay trike. Oh, wow. And that's, like I said earlier, the graters are aggressive. So, you know, there we go, enemy invisible false. And the graters are aggressive, so I am in creative mode, mind you, so I'm not going to take any damage. But, yeah, the follow distance definitely needs to be increased. But this is really cool to see in ARK. Hello! Oh, you just see the big one. The battle-worn one with missing horn and a hole in his crest is just there at the front taking charge, and this little army of minions scuttling around behind it. That's really cool. I like this. It's such a minor thing, but it's a big minor thing, you know what I'm saying? Do you want to be aggressive? I think it's got like Therizino aggression. Can you see me at all? Oh yeah, you can see me at all. And now, oh my god, and now the army chase me down. I'm not sure if they're chasing me or if they're just chasing the greater, but the greater's definitely chasing me. You are beautiful. I love how the crescent looks like eyes. Let's see. Please stop rubbing your face. Are the rest of you attacking me? No. But I imagine as soon as the greater one was able to land a hit on me, they'd all probably start attacking then. That's just really cool. I just wanted to show that. That's such a really cool thing. And thus, therefore, you know, when you're out about playing the game and you might manage to find a random greater clay trike that spawned on the beach or other trikes, because that can happen. Yeah, you know, it's a bit more scary than the regular herd mechanic of trikes where they come to each other's defense. If you ever see a greater one, just stay the hell away, because otherwise they will come for you, and they'll attract all the other trikes to come for you as well. Oh dear. Oh, there you go. There's a couple of like little random trikes out and about doing their own thing. There was also the ClayPachy. Oh wow, look at that. So I just spawned in a whole bunch of random ones, and I think these are all the same species. Like, I didn't spawn any variants, but they look really different, or maybe that's just how good the colors are. This one's gorgeous. Oh wow. So yeah, the ClayPachy, I'm just going to talk about this a little bit. There isn't, to my knowledge, there isn't a lot to talk about, but if I'm going to mention a ClayTrike, I need to mention a ClayPachy. These guys, again, I'm pretty sure they're the exact same as the regular Patchy, just bigger, better, and cooler. Really beautiful markings. I think they are all different. It's like I was saying earlier, Clay is a wizard with his patterns, and it's kind of hard to tell. No, okay, this one's definitely different. That one's definitely a different pattern altogether. Like I was saying, it's kind of hard to tell really if like it's just really amazing colors and patterns and how they interact and such, or they are actually just different variants. Oh, that's cool. This one's got socks. I love that. Okay, but yeah, otherwise I think that's pretty much it really. They're just cooler, just better. Like, I'd definitely like get these in the trikes and replace like vanilla spawns. Oh, dude, like you are just cool looking. The the mutton chops are a bit extra, but I kind of love it. And then you got like just this chaos happening over here. I just remembered I am in single player, so I can just quickly check out Nucleus for any other variants, and there aren't any. So for the ClayPachy, it is currently just this guy, but I do know that Clay is working on more. He's very busy, he's got a lot of things going on, and of course he does a lot of the textures for a lot of modders, a lot of the models of paleo ARK as well, so these are like more of his personal experiments, but he's getting a lot of encouragement for it, which is great, he deserves it, and I really want to see like some more... Oh, okay, that was interesting. Wow, that was a big range. Wow, sorry, that really startled me. That was a really big range that they also had come to defend the one getting attacked by a Carno. Look at that, man. Pachy's actually doing things, and you're fleeing. That's cool. Actual AI? What is this? Damn. Okay, I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, basically, Clay's done a great job. I look forward to seeing more of these. These mods are still work in progress, so expect more in the future, but expect it probably slowly as well. So they're just really nice additions to the game. Otherwise, I'm sorry it's been a very chatty video. It really has been a very chatty one, hasn't it? Not really a lot of showing, but it's just cool. There's cool things to show. Okay, I'm done. Thank you so much for watching. Really hope you've enjoyed yourselves, and I'll see you all again next time. Cheers.